Sagittarius, it's Jen here for your January 2018 tarot reading. Thanks for joining me. The 2018 overview readings are up if you want to check those out. All right, let's get started. Ooh, spinning around here. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck this month, we have the Strength card. And the Strength card asks you, it's sort of grace under fire, grace under pressure, dealing with things not in a, it's not control by trying to control other people or trying to control things, but by navigating it with grace and wisdom and inner strength and knowing like, okay, I can get through this. This isn't the most fun thing I've had to deal with potentially, or I'm scared to start this new chapter in my life, or I'm taking this new job or entering into this new relationship and I'm not sure where it's going to go, but I'm going to do it anyway. It's that type of energy. So it's very, it's digging deep. So we're going to dig deep this month and just really have to have faith in ourselves that we have the ability, the determination and the inner strength and grace to be vulnerable, to put ourselves out there, to deal with a difficult situation, to deal with a exciting but scary situation, depending on what that is for you. There is I'm going to put this down in the foundation position. So the focus, we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Five of Cups. So what that's telling me is that, the Five of Cups is having been hurt, maybe the end of a breakup, a situation that just ended badly. You never really know how things are going to go until you experience them. So that's where the Strength card really may need to come in. Say you haven't had great relationships in the past and you meet someone new this month and it's like, gosh, it's really scary. Like you have to put yourself out there again, or, the situation in the past didn't work out so well, but, I need to get back on that horse. I need to get out there. I need to try again. But this card is also about focusing on what went wrong and realizing that there are other opportunities, new opportunities. Not everything went wrong, and there's plenty of good to move forward with in the future. So it's a little bit about perspective. This Wheel of Fortune says, if you learn how to be centered, how to deal with stress, not to get sucked into drama, not to get sucked into worrying about things that haven't come to pass, and just deal with things as they are, breathe, have that inner strength, stay centered at the center of the wheel. Life will come, ups and downs will come, and life will happen around us, but we're able to navigate it with that quiet grace. So, yeah. In the recent past, so this is interesting, we've had the holidays, so many of you may have been with family or friends, many generations, and things like that. It's also a time of year that we do remember maybe people who have passed, who are no longer with us. So that way we're bringing in that spirit of legacy in many generations. It's a rich card, and it's rich in monetarily, but it's can also be rich in just a rich experience, a very complex, and not in a negative way, but just a very fulfilling, robust experience. It could have been very meaningful. This is a deep card. It's a very, it's not superficial like some of the other cards can be. And it just tells a time of really considering, thinking about those types of issues. Maybe, your family, legacy, what you want to carry on, what legacies you want to carry on, what legacies you don't want to carry on. How are you carrying on that legacy? Are you unknowingly carrying on negative legacies? Are you not carrying on positive legacies? This can be moving house, um, getting some money, managing your money, things like that. So this is always a good time of year um, to kind of look at your money situation, look at your budget, look at, are you saving for retirement? Are you saving for college? Are you saving for a house? Where are things at? It's a good time to sort of reassess. So that may have been something that was on your mind recently. And it's also a card of family. So what your highest goal here, your maybe a spiritual lesson. This King of Cups, he's an interesting guy because in his negative qualities is one that's very driven by his emotions. He's reactive. Um, he can be angry. He can be very volatile type of a person because if he has negative emotions, those will come out very negatively and very without, he doesn't restrain them. He doesn't have a good handle on them he doesn't have very good emotional intelligence. He just kind of is selfish and goes by what he's feeling, in a positive way, but still a negative way. He can be overly, like, the minute he meets someone, oh, I love you. And, that's a red flag too. He can be too much. But the way he's emotionally mature is by he's not afraid of his feelings. So he doesn't try to drink his feelings away, or lots of anger is really fear expressed outward, which I think is a really interesting to think about, because think about how many angry men especially there are, and women. So it's not just a sex, but an angry man can be quite scary, and so it's fear. They're very fearful. So this is that inner strength again. It's like not striking out at other people if you're feeling uncomfortable inside. It's being able to have the strength to manage that, to be able to sleep on it. You know what I mean? Instead of firing off an angry email if someone like accused you of something, this king in his upright, mature, all of his glory, he's like, okay, well, maybe they're having a bad day. Let's strip the emotion away from that email that came to me and see how I can help. What's at the root of this? And I'm going to sleep on it because I don't want to, because that bothered me some, and I don't want to shoot back another nasty email and just escalate this. I'm going to see how I can make this better and handle it in a mature manner. He doesn't react to things. He's able to express his feelings and feel them, and is sensitive, again, that emotional intelligence, to other people's wants, needs, feelings as well. So yeah, there's this theme I'm seeing of maybe again, you've had situations in the past, whether it's at work, for a lot of you, it's going to be in relationships, and maybe you're dealing with this now where it's like, you can't be responsible for other people's behaviors or feelings, but often, him in the reverse will try to blame you for his anger, blame you for it's kind of, it's abusive. I mean, really. It can be. It doesn't have to be to that extreme, but it can be abusive. So some of you maybe in the past have dealt with abusive people, male or female. Women can be just as abusive as men. So yeah, and you, I mean, you can meet these people at work, friends, family. I mean, absolutely family, because you're can be feel somewhat stuck with having to deal with them. People at the gym. I mean, you can deal with these types of these. This is a very universal theme and can apply in any area of your life. I mean, if you're happily married, obviously this wouldn't be your significant other. But it's like managing yourself, not taking on other people's stuff. They try to project it onto you, and having that quiet inner strength and grace. And this queen, I mean, I love the depiction of the Queen of Wands in this, because you can see she's on this boat, and the seas are very rough. I mean, that could really knock her off course, get her worried. She could be looking overboard and worrying about that things are kind of unsettled, but she's just has her hand on that rope, and she is looking dead ahead to her goal. She is not going to let other people's bad behavior, past bad behavior, other people's drama going on around her. She is completely focused and steadfast on her goal and where she's going. So that's really the feeling I'm getting. And it's not, she's not a bitch, she's not selfish, she's not rude, she's just like a rock. She is centered at the center of that wheel, um, and moving forward. Life goes on, life keeps going. It's okay. I can handle it. So I have two sort of overall cards here. The Knight of Shields and the Three of Swords. Yeah, so you've been hurt in the past. And the truth is, sometimes admitting that you've tolerated bad behavior from other people from way too long is hard. That's really hard, because then it's like, what you do have to look at, like, why did I allow that? Why did I allow myself to be in that situation? Because, right, the only people we can control is ourselves. So hard to learn. Still figuring it out, just like everyone else. So it's this, but you're slowly getting there. You're working on it. You're working towards it. You're staying grounded. This knight, he doesn't need instant gratification. He's willing to wait, to get to know someone, to figure out a situation, to feel it out, and really do his research and make the best educated decisions he can, and then go with it. And if something happens, he'll just deal with it as it comes. He doesn't, he's slow and steady wins the race. But this is a change in how you interact from day to day in your world. So calm, grounded, not flying off. And we're fire signs, right? I'm a Sag. We're fire signs. But just like she can, just like that King of Cups can handle his emotions, she can handle her fiery passion and her enthusiasm, and that can flame up just as much as the King of Cups emotion. But she's like, nope, I'm not going to get distracted. I'm not going to let someone get me off balance. I'm just going to keep moving forward. It's like a very determined energy, but a very quiet, determined strength. So anything you want to make happen, I mean, you have just amazing energy to just keep slowly, steady working on something. And other people may not, you may kind of surprise people, because people will all of a sudden be like, hey, what? Wait, you did what? Like, because you haven't been talking about, or you've been dealing with what? It's like, because you're like, I don't need to up the drama. I don't need to bring past issues into this. It's in the back of my mind. I'm thinking about it, but I'm dealing with it. I'm not reacting to it. I'm not overreacting. I'm not bringing it into the current situation. I'm just staying calm and moving forward, and not hiding from things, or you're willing to have new experiences and accept them for what they are, and not bring baggage from the past into them. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Have a great month. Bye. Bye.